Do you know that feeling when you randomly decide, I'm changing my life? And it might be 2 in the morning. You're laying in bed, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you get this huge burst of motivation. Tomorrow you're waking up early, you're going to the gym, you're going to start eating better, you're finally starting that business, you're going to save money, and the biggest one, you're going to stop wasting time. And for a moment, you actually believe it. Maybe tomorrow comes and you even follow through. You wake up early, you get the workout in, you have a productive day, you feel amazing, and you think, this is it. This time I'm actually going to change. But then a few days go by, you wake up tired, work was horrible, it's raining outside, your bed feels way more comfortable than usual, and suddenly, that person who was ready to change their entire life at 2 in the morning is nowhere to be found. The motivation is gone, and that's usually where we quit. But that's the problem. Maybe we were never supposed to rely on motivation to begin with. Don't get me wrong, motivation is powerful. Sometimes it's exactly what we need to get started. Think about it like this. It's the match that starts the fire. You watch a video, you hear someone's story, something happens in your life, and suddenly you feel this fire inside you. You want more. You want to change, and there's nothing wrong with that. Problem is, motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. Think about it. You don't wake up feeling exactly the same every morning. Some mornings feel incredible. Other mornings, you don't even want to get out of bed. Some days you're excited about your future. Other days you're wondering what you're even doing with your life. But that's normal. If your actions depend entirely on how you feel, your results are going to change every time your feelings do. And that's when discipline comes in. Discipline isn't nearly as exciting as motivation. Nobody wants to hear, do the same boring thing every day for the next 3 years. That's not exactly inspiring. But usually that's what progress looks like. It's not meant to be fun. It sometimes gets boring. It's repetitive. It's doing something for the 100th time when nobody is watching. Think about someone that goes to the gym. The workout where they feel incredibly motivated matters. But you know what other workout probably matters more? The one they almost skipped. The day they were tired, the day they weren't feeling confident, the day they didn't hit a personal record, the day absolutely nothing exciting happened. They just showed up. That's discipline. And I think we misunderstand that. Discipline doesn't mean you wake up every morning excited to suffer. It doesn't mean you're some machine that never gets tired. It doesn't mean you never procrastinate. It just means that eventually you stop negotiating with yourself about certain things. Think about something very simple. Brushing your teeth. Most of us don't wake up every morning and think, man, I'm so excited to brush my teeth today. You just do it. There's no motivational speech, no inspirational TikTok, no 30-minute mental battle. It's simply part of your life. And I think that's where people eventually want to get with their goals. The gym shouldn't require some massive emotional event every single time. Working on your dream shouldn't only happen when you feel inspired. You shouldn't need a January 1st to decide you're going to take care of yourself. Eventually, the things that matter to you have become something you just do. Not because today feels perfect, but because you decide they matter. And here's where discipline actually becomes important. It's not on the good days. I'll tell you that. Anybody can work towards something when everything feels right. Discipline matters on the days when you don't want to. When your alarm goes off and you don't want to get up. When you upload something that you worked hard on and nobody watches it. When you've been going to the gym for months and you look at the mirror and nothing has changed. When you've been working towards something for so long and you're starting to wonder if it's even worth it. Those are moments that decide things. And this is the same for me with YouTube. I don't get that many views, but eventually I know for sure I'll be big one day. Mark my words, we're gonna come back to this video and I'll be big one day. Maybe not today, maybe not this year, maybe not even in 5 years from now, but mark my words. And I think some of us just really depend on motivation because motivation tells us that do it when you feel ready. And discipline says we already decided. I think this is one of the hardest parts. A lot of progress happens when you can't see it. You go to the gym once, nothing happens. You read 10 pages from a book, you're not gonna get the whole story. You save $20 and your life doesn't change. You wake up early one morning, you're not suddenly successful. And I know, it's frustrating. And maybe because we're used to immediate rewards. Go ahead and look at your phone right now. You press a button and something happens. You can refresh the page and get new content. You can even order something and it gets here tomorrow. But most things worth having don't work like that. The reward comes later, sometimes much later. And discipline is what allows you to keep going during that gap. The gap between doing the work and finally seeing the result. And maybe that's another mistake we make. When we finally get motivated, we try to change everything at once. Tomorrow, I'll wake up at 5 in the morning, go to the gym every day, no more junk food, drink a gallon of water, I'll start my business, meditate, journal, maybe a cold shower, even maybe learn a language. And somehow, we expect ourselves to maintain this completely different life overnight. Then we miss one day and suddenly we think we failed. But discipline doesn't have to look extreme. Maybe discipline is going to the gym 3 times this week instead of promising yourself 7. Maybe it's putting your phone down 30 minutes earlier. It has to be something small enough that you can actually repeat it. Because something small that you do for a year can become something massive. Something massive that you do for 3 days usually becomes nothing. And I think this is where it gets deeper than productivity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build a little bit of trust with yourself. You said you go and you went. You said you start and you started. You said you stopped and you stopped. Nobody else has to know, but you know. And slowly, you start seeing yourself differently. Instead of saying, I'm trying to become disciplined, you start thinking, I am somebody who shows up. And something becomes part of who you believe you are. And then you don't need nearly as much motivation to do it. Now, there's something important I don't want to leave out in the video. Discipline doesn't mean destroy yourself. Sometimes you for real need some rest. Shit, sometimes life happens. Sometimes you're sick. Sometimes you're mentally exhausted. And sometimes your priorities need to change. Taking one day off doesn't make you lazy. And missing one workout doesn't erase months of progress. You're still human. The goal isn't perfection. We're not machines, okay? It's consistency. There's a huge difference. Perfection says, I missed today, so I failed. Consistency says, I missed today, but I'll be back tomorrow. Because remember, you can't lose if you don't give up. So if you're waiting for motivation to come back, stop waiting. How much time are you gonna let pass for you to achieve your goals? And maybe after watching this video, you might wake up tomorrow motivated, or you might not. Maybe next Monday you'll feel ready. Or maybe you'll wait till the New Year's, since it's 4 months away from this video. But always remember, that feeling is going to disappear. It always does, I guarantee it. And when it does, you're going to have a choice. Go back to being the same person, or keep the promise you made when you were motivated. Even when nobody's watching, even when the progress feels slow, even when you don't feel like it, you don't need to change your entire life tomorrow. Just pick one little promise and keep it. Then do it again tomorrow and again the day after that. Because motivation might be what opens the door, but discipline is what keeps the door open and keeps you in the room. And maybe the life you keep telling yourself you want isn't waiting for a more motivated version of you. Maybe it's waiting for the version of you who finally decides to show up. Thank you whoever stuck around this long for the video. I appreciate you. And if you're new here, make sure to like and sub and leave a comment. What is something you want to achieve before the year ends? Sorry, this one is a little bit longer than the other ones. I'm trying different video styles to see what YouTube likes. So again, I'm sorry if this video is a little bit longer, but I'll catch you in the next one and I hope you stay safe. Bye.